chance in this game, Peter, of upsetting the apple cart.
No love lost between that player. Crawford gets decked.
It's amazing the umpires haven't stopped that and given a free kick.
Oh, Salmon just charges straight into Steins, who's down. And so too is Hopgood.
Oh, his blood too. Blood was pouring out of Salmon's mouth.
Oh.
He's gone on with it though, which is good.
Love it. Gets a quick kick. Jenky was there. Langford comes charging out at it. And keeps charging at it. Taylor, a quick kick. Mark just inside the boundary line. I think umpire says okay. Holland.
We're seeing just how fine a line it is in the psychological build-up of a player before a game here.
Back to Taylor and the Hawks out of danger. Hawthorn must win if they're going to take part in the 8. But Melbourne might have something to say about it. Obst, dual premiership player with Port Adelaide. Steins, what a clash that was at the centre bounce. Obst again, bad hand pass, might let the Hawks in. They're fighting each other. Viney nearly holding the ball. Crowd says ball. The umpire says let it go. Keep playing, boys. Farmer, he kicked 5 last week. Platten, oh, gets poleaxed. He's going to get a free kick.
I'll tell you what, there's 6 free kicks they could have given before that. It's been a red-hot opening to this game. Platten's kick into the right half-forward area. Pritchard, short pass, very good. Dunstall.
That's a tremendous kick from Pritchard there. It just had to have the elevation to get across the Melbourne defender coming in to cut it off. It had what was necessary, and Dunstall just being straight out aggressive at the ball, was able to meet it.
So Dunstall has the football about 25 metres out. On a bit of an angle. And a blood rule for Jeff Hopgood. Actually, Jimmy Steins must have a big red mouth guard because it looked as though there was absolute heaps of blood pouring out of his mouth from that clash with Salmon. But he's still on the ground. Sorry?
Maybe both.
Well, he's still on the ground, so it can't be blood because he was right in front of the umpires. But back to Dunstall. You'd have to think that Jason Dunstall could kick the first goal from this situation. He kicks, and he does get the first goal of the game. So the Hawks off to a pretty good start. It was a very torrid early bounce in the game.
Well, let's have a look at this first centre bounce here. See Salmon there, quite prepared just to charge right in on Steins. He had definitely had eyes for the ball. Then there's the next clash here with Platten and Hopgood. Hopgood eventually coming off with the blood rule there. But Hawthorn settled quickly. The ball was deep in their defensive line. They ran it around. Pritchard to Dunstall, and Dunstall's supreme accuracy finishes it off.
And let's see what these two do at it this time. Steins and Salmon. Oh, same thing. But the Demon was able to keep his feet there. Umpire lets it go. Condit winning pretty solidly.
Just some of the key matchups. So Tony Woods has Glenn Lovett, Clarkson and Platten, and as we have seen, Viney and Crawford.
He's had a nice old dish up before the ball was even bounced. Flipped up by Irving. Hawks again get clear. Kapler will get onto his left foot. Holland underneath it, gets taken out of the contest. Umpire says it's okay. Cowell tried to spin out of trouble and then spun into trouble. Irving a chance to go off the ground, a little bit too slow, the big fellow. And it's going to be a ball up inside 50. Still a lot of feeling out there, isn't there?
Oh, very important. I mean, the build-up during the weeks has been quite incredible for these two sides, and it wouldn't have taken too much in the rooms to lift the players up to a level that they would have exploded as they hit the ground, and I think some players have overstepped that mark.
Platten and Clarkson. Now Cowell. Snap across his body. Needs Langford too high.
Well, I don't know what you're arguing about there, Chris. It was a pretty straightforward one. Needs holding the front position, a little bit of a limp there as he goes back. Here we see it here, clearly in front, and then right over the top, the whole lot. Just the weight of Langford there, and the tackle may have had needs twist his ankle as he went down, just giving himself a little bit of attention there to the right calf.
50 goals for the year. He got a couple last week. Sprints first for the night, if he's accurate, and he is. These get there first.
Well, the 21-year-old there being matched to a very experienced player in Chris Langford at 31 years of age, so there's a significant difference there. But the young player showed the experience there, being in the front position and being rewarded. This is a good contest now. Both sides are settled. They've both got a goal on the board, and I think that'll take a lot of the heat out of the distractive nature of chasing ahead. I think players now will settle down and really work the ball, but work it extremely hard.
Just some good spirit for the Hawks. There's a Hawthorn player down. There might be a free kick here.
Yep.
It's going to Crawford. He's had a nice old dust-up with Tom Viney since before the first bounce. Crawford's short pass is all right. Taken by Salmon. Salmon into the full forward area. Good pass and good mark. Precision footy by the Hawks. That reminds you of Hawthorn about 10 years ago.
And how can a man that size like Salmon be able to receive the ball with his back to the goal, step around, and then while on the run slot this perfectly weighted pass into Dunstall? Tremendous stuff.
He's a quality player, Paul Salmon, and I think the Hawks have got tremendous value out of him in season 1996, as they have with their captain, who misses on this occasion. So what's he got now? 92 for the year. 91 before tonight. He's kicked one so far. Hawthorn by a point. And still very early in the game. Stephen Phoebe's kick into the pocket. The mark is taken by Lamprill.
Started at fullback last week, and they moved Nettlebeck on to Peter Sumich. Did a pretty good job after half-time too, didn't he, Terry?
Yes, he did, but he has got Dunstall here at the start of this game.
So a different style of player, of course. Uze towards centre wing, marking contest there. Collins, O'Brien, Lawrence, nearly throws it. O'Brien again, Condon, Platten, who is involved in a little bit of to-do. Right on the opening siren, this is Graham. On to the left, Holland. Hawks using the ball well. Kepler, there's a good kick with the left foot. He's got the distance, but not the accuracy. Darren Kepler quite often kicks those. So, golden opportunity there as Kepler scores his first behind. Hawthorn lead by 2 points. 1-2 to 1 goal. 15 minutes left in the first quarter. Good crowd now at the MCG. The well-bandaged Stephen Phoebe. Only played a handful of games this year. Goes wide towards the outer side. Woods is there, but a bit late on the scene. Nettlebeck, right half back. I spoke about him just a few moments back. Norman, good stretch. Liked his game last week too. Certainly gave the D something. He runs very straight at the footy.
I think the story has it that he's pretty good at one of the martial arts, Luke Norman. He's built like a proverbial brick
shipyard
outhouse. And the ball finishes with Jimmy Steins. Now Matthew Phoebe. He's kicked the half forward. Well done. The lead was good, but the kick was beautifully weighted. You have to give him the credit there, Matthew Phoebe, that he was kicking to a, well, you'd call it a bit of a hole at centre-half forward, which was created.
It was well structured up in actual fact that Neitz was able to lead some 40 metres onto the ball, but the kick, as you called, Robbo, a well-weighted kick allowing Neitz to be able to run clearly onto it.
So David Neitz, as like Jason Dunstall, going for his second shot at goal early in this match from about 50 metres. Gee, it's a good kick. It is a beauty. It's another goal to Neitz. And the second goal on the scoreboard for Melbourne. They've kicked two straight. Hawthorn 1-2.
Well, that's a great sign.
Atmosphere, isn't it, Terry?
It really is. I mean, the people have really come out to support these two sides. The identity of both clubs next year is certainly unknown at this stage, and the players are really putting on a tremendous contest. And great piece of play there. Neitz very aggressive from the 10-metre square with his leading, and well rewarded there with his second goal.
Demons by 4 points. Neitz has got 2. Dunstall's kicked 1-1, so theoretically they should be level, I suppose. Taylor's got the football. Melbourne's got the free kick. It's going to Glenn Lovett. Nettlebeck gives it back to him. Now he's got Matthew Phoebe out this side. He's got Nettlebeck out the other. He'll go to one of them, you'd reckon. preferred options to go straight down the ground, and it's a good kick too. Irving in front. Arguably could have got a free kick. Umpire says it's not on. It's going to be a ball up inside Melbourne's 50-metre line. He's doing a lot of the attacking in the first quarter. Overnight of 7. It's currently 12. Lawrence up behind. O'Brien kicks down towards Hopgood. Back onto the ground. Arthur got taken out of the contest with a pretty solid hip and shoulder. It's out of bounds.
Melbourne look a lot better set up, Pete, with Irving at the centre half forward. He's going to give them a focal point, which they didn't have last week over at Perth.
Irving in front. Taps down. Uze. And passes okay. Biney. Langford not having a good start to the game, Chris. He's given away a free kick and Nix has got 2 goals. Clarkson and Platten, no love lost between that pair. Clarkson keeps it in play. Nicely played by the former North Melbourne Rover. Gets it back. Oh, Harvard! Big grab, plays on, gets caught. Too high. Holland gives away the hand pass. Now they're making a few mistakes. Love it. Snaps, misses, 1 behind.
Gee, Hawthorn were very lucky there, and Melbourne equally unlucky. There was Harford there with the mark. Really no need to play on in that hot situation there. Should have gone back. Just couldn't handle it.
I think the adrenaline might have been pumping.
It was all a bit high.
It's a bit exciting when you take a mark like that.
Definitely.
Hit the ground running and thought he'd be able to get away with it. But
well, in actual fact, I wouldn't know, Rob. I don't think I ever got there for that one.
Well, this is Ray Jenke. He's been a great servant of the Hawthorn Football Club. He's kicked towards centre back, good mark. Terrific mark taken by Salmon. Irving frustrated. Salmon the hand pass away. Pritchard in support. He kicks in towards centre half forward. From behind, the punch away by Norman. Knock on by Steins. Well, was that a disguised knock on? Uze from Matthew Feedy. Uze's kick is a beauty again. I don't know what it is about left footers, but gee, when they kick the ball nicely like that and stick it right in front of the forward, it just looks such a polished performance. And that was another terrific kick from down the ground.
Needs going for his 3rd.
Well, he's had a pretty good year, hasn't he, David Neitz? I mean, Gary Lyon has been there just a little bit, but he's pretty well been the Melbourne forward line as such. So kicking for his 3rd from about 30 metres out. It's a good kick. It looks okay. No. So just offline there. 2 goals, 1 to David Neitz. And the Demons lead by 6 points. Dunstall's kicked a goal for Hawthorn.
Well, I'm sure Ken Judge isn't overly concerned at this stage with Chris Langford, because his most experienced fullback really is the one man to do the job, and he would give him all the support at this early stage of the game, I'm sure.
Well, Neitz has got 3 marks, 2 kicks, 3 kicks, 2 goals, 1. So the Hawks move it up towards midfield. Salmon takes the grab in front of Irving. Centres it to Lawrence. Had a great battle with Everett last week. 2-on-2 situation. Crawford robes it beautifully. 25 metres out. Kicks and puts it through.
So scores a level, 2-2 apiece. Neitz 2 goals for Melbourne, 1 each for Hawthorn to Crawford and Dunstall. Condon, wide hand pass to Trelevin. Condon's down behind play, gets up quickly, punched away by Norman. Taylor there for the Hawks, dragged away from the footy. Down goes Chick, and the umpire sees that as all clear and gives the okay for a throw-in. Not a bad crowd in here at the MCG. Saturday night football. We'll have another look here at Condon going down. The bump applied by O'Brien, but Condon quickly to his feet. Gathered by Condon again. The hand pass over the top. And not able to do much with it there. Luke Norman and Daniel Chick. Alistair Clarkson to give a little bit of encouragement to his Melbourne teammate. And the boundary umpire will throw throw it in once again. It'd probably be, based on what was here last night, there'd probably be over 50, nearly 60,000 people here, I'd reckon, Peter. This is Harford. He's kicking towards Dunstall. He's got it. And that is going to be the problem for Melbourne. Jason Dunstall's ability to take one grab marks on the forward line. He's not happy with the pressure applied by Lamprell after he hit the ground.
No, he definitely wasn't happy. I'm not all that sure whether it was intentional. I think it was a little bit more accidental than anything, but Jason gets the full brunt of Lamprell coming down here. Bit of a stumble there. Gets up, very aggro about it. But this is the thing about this man. He's a consummate professional. He'll give that spray to Lamprell, but now he'll go back and he'll have nothing but 100% concentration on this shot at goal.
Kicking's let him down a little bit in recent contests. One day kick 0-5. And he's hit the post there, so not a good start for him. 1 goal, 2. And his opposite number at the other end, David Neitz, has kicked 2 goals, 1. So the Hawks go to a lead of 1 behind. 2-3 to 2-2. Matthew Phoebe, Lovett runs past. Oh, Platten, great tackle.
It wasn't a great tackle, actually. Let him get through and get the ball away.
He shouldn't have let him get through. It looked as though he wasn't going to be able to do that. Jenke to Crawford, a juggle. Biney comes at him. Lawrence has got him.
Throwing the ball against Hawthorn.
O'Brien with the free kick.
Good work from David Howlett there. He was able to pull it back when no advantage was on.
Gee, good pressure out there. There's a few mistakes being made. Collins in front. Couldn't complete the mark. Uze's kick is smothered. Platten. Langford. Well up the ground at right half back. The Hawk veteran Graham got a hand to it. O'Brien again. No, it's not. It's Obst takes it down there from Nettlebeck. Kick comes up towards midfield. Clarkson. Biney. Matthew Phoebe. They're working it around well. Norman to Steins. Usually constructive. Brett Lovett provides a shepherd. Then he gets the hand pass from the Irishman. Centering kick. Farmer. Good pace in front of Collins. Plays on directly. Just on 50. Long bomb by Collins. Neitz and Langford. Mark or behind?
It's a mark.
It's a behind. Well, you can see the boundary umpire and the goal umpire in perfect position. Must have been millimetres in it. Let's watch it again.
Good decision here by Jeff Farmer, though. He knows he's outside his normal kicking distance, so gets away quickly, have a ping at it. Here it is. There's the line.
Gee, well, I agree with you. Anyway, they're closer than we are. Robbo scores.
And we've got the advantage of the replay, which gives us a bit of a chance. Trelevin for the Hawks. Kicks out wide. No mark at the back. It's Todd Viney. He's being productive, and Clarkson has marked about 65 metres from the Melbourne goal. Alistair Clarkson. He's had 4 possessions. Short kick finds Lovett. That's Brett Lovett. Hand pass in all sorts of strife as O'Brien. Good tackle this time by Johnny Platten. And the umpire did well there. He could see it advantaged Hawthorn. Jenke's kick out wide. Holland beaten for pace here by Norman, but the ball not really kind in its bounce there. Nick Holland looking for the free kick. Luke Norman able to see it over for throw-in.
Robbo, both Pete and I saw Melbourne last week against West Coast Eagles, and they were shell-shocked at this stage of that game. Tonight, they look a whole lot better. They're really working hard at the ball. Their system seems to be working well. There's a lot to be said for this game at this stage.
Look, to their credit, with all of the injuries they've had, they have kept their nose to the grindstone. Graham, snapshot by Mark Graham. Might bounce. No, it doesn't bounce through. Dunstall's a chance. Looks for the free kick. Umpire won't have anything of that. Lamprell, Dunstall dumps him in frustration. This is Obst, able to get past, then a little left foot kick is all right, and he finds at left half back Leon Shelley.
So Leon Shelley's kick to centre wing. Knocked down by Irving. Chance for Pritchard. Over the boundary line, and a throw-in right next to the interchange gates on the centre wing. Just under 7 minutes left in the opening term, which has been very, very torrid, especially that opening siren. Might be a bit more in that later in the week. Lawrence comes at 25 metres downfield for Hawthorn. Obst couldn't take a clean possession. Woods gets dragged off it. Platten again. Obst giving chase. Still he goes, the Rat. Still he goes, Platten. This will be a miraculous goal if he can drag it back. He just can't. And a
tremendous work ethic though by Platten right throughout. He just keeps getting himself in the action. He's tagged week after week, and he takes on the best means of breaking a tagger is just to keep running all night.
Well, he can do that. Stephen Phoebe kicked in. It's going to be a brawler. Plenty of endeavour displayed by both sides so far in the first quarter. Melbourne, a much improved side from last week. The Hawks must win to have any possibility of taking part in the finals of the centenary season. Of course, if they lose, it takes a little bit of a gloss off the Richmond North game tomorrow. Viney from right half back. Viney's kick towards centre wing. Two Melbourne players collide. Irving hits the deck, and it's going to be a throw-in on that centre wing position. 6 minutes remaining in the term.
It was interesting that Robert Wall said during the week that he would prefer Hawthorn to win tonight to keep an edge for his boys tomorrow. That may have been a public face, I would think.
I wonder. Well, we'll wait and see what happens, eh? It's only a couple of hours away, and the Hawthorn fans will be left lamenting or something more to barrack for tomorrow. Their banner, the cheer squad's banner, was something like, how's this for recognition? Tomorrow we barrack for the opposition. Go Roos was the Hawthorn cheer squad's banner. Irving's ruck work, look for Glenn Lovett, being tagged there by Tony Woods. Kick forward by Platten, good diving mark, taken by Hudson. Hudson is probably too far out to score. He's perhaps 2 kicks from goal. Kicks it in the direction of Salmon. Where are the Crummers? It's Obst for Melbourne. Gets onto his left foot, hooks it back in towards the centre. It's a good kick in the finish. Sets it up for Steins. Little kick by Jimmy. Look at that clever way he does that. Uze with the footy. Uze in the direction of Neitz and Langford. Langford.
Free kick.
Well, I thought that was a very good even contest, Terry. In that, I'm sure Chris Langford to be very disappointed in that.
Yeah, I think he can be with this one. I mean, that's a very straightforward contest. You know, earlier it was quite blatant when he gave away the free kick over the shoulder, but that occasion, all his work was done around the deltoids of Neitz, and so really didn't impede across the shoulder at all.
I know the deltones, but where are the deltoids? Up around the
right
chest
there,
area.
mate. There they are.
Well, he didn't do too much protesting as David Howlett lined David Neitz up for goal, and Neitz capitalises and kicks his 3rd goal.
2 goals and 3 kicks to David Neitz. Now Chris Langford has a few words to say. He wouldn't argue with the first one.
No, and this one, no, he has every right to argue with that, and I think that's part of the tough part of playing at full back is that umpires maybe, this might be a back pocket opinion, but they do tend towards the forwards. But Neitz was doing the right thing being in the front position. So 3 goals from him is obviously a very vital contribution in this opening quarter.
5 points the difference in favour of the D's. Closing stages of the first quarter. And they go into attack again up towards 50. Farmer taken out of it by Collins. Platten barges way through. Off the ground, Pritchard. Obst. 1 step, kicks up towards centre half forward. Farmer. Explosive speed, kicks it goal. It's bouncing. And the goal. One behind. Or is it a goal? It's there. Melbourne on fire. Terrific speed from Farmer. 4-3 to 2-4. These by 11 points.
Well, this is what a specialist forward pocket rover does as a goal sling. Hits the contest flat out, and then very smart work. Keep the ball. A little bit of luck there that the Hawthorn defence wasn't able to get back and touch it just on the line. It was smart to keep the ball low. He put the correct spin on it. Players do practice that shot at training now. Great work, Jeff Farmer.
He's a cheeky little character, isn't he? Jeffrey Farmer. He's kicked his 1st goal for the night. Melbourne try to get clear through Clarkson. Crawford nearly dispossessed by Matthew Phoebe. Kicked by Treleaven, smothered. Clarkson gets it to O'Brien. O'Brien played pretty well last week. Kick it towards full forward, taken by Neitz. So Neitz with the opportunity to kick his 4th. And there's still 3.5 minutes left in the first term, so a good start for the Melbourne full forward. Before tonight, he kicked 50 goals, so going for his 54th goal for the season. He's kicked pretty well so far, and he's kicked his 4th goal.
Langford a nice old bath so far, but of course a couple from frees.
Yeah, but the tough part now is what does Ken Judge do with Chris Langford? It's a very hard spot to be able to place someone else to, and then also where do you move that fullback player out to towards centre back? Well, you really got to start looking. Maybe Mark Graham might be the player to come back and quell him.
3 minutes to go in the quarter. It's been a great one for Melbourne, 5-3 to 2-4. The Hawks mightn't have to worry about North and Richmond tomorrow. Kepler. Dunstall can't take the mark. Ball paddled over the line. For Melbourne down there by Andrew Lamprell, who's got the job on the Hawk champ and captain. He's kicked just 1-2 so far. And the D's by 17 points. Great lead. Terrific crowd tonight. It's a boundary throw in. Right forward pocket for Hawthorn. They badly need a goal before quarter time. Graham and Obst. Hopgood breaks one tackle. Caught holding the ball. Got to be. Ken Judge was over in Perth last week watching the West Coast Eagles and Melbourne game. John Kennedy Jr. sitting next to him on this side.
If you ever query where the passion of football is, if there's 60,000 here on a Saturday night watching Hawthorn and Melbourne, two Victorian clubs, and you could be sitting home watching Sydney and West Coast on the TV, hey? Yep. It's a good indication of where the passion of football, the centre of passion of football is.
Hudson with the kick, 35 metres out and misses. Maybe an indication that it's not going to be Hawthorn's night. So Paul Hudson, one that he certainly should have kicked, one behind, 2-5 to 5-3, and the difference back to 16 points, 2.5 minutes remaining in the term.
Yeah, the people that have turned up here tonight, it's a real feel for these two clubs, and really the players are putting on a tremendous game of football in this opening quarter as well.
Lamprell's kick, nearly marked by Obst. I don't think he took the mark. Maybe getting a free kick, and it's Shane Crawford, the antagonist on this occasion. Back to Lamprell, spins around in a 360-degreer. Then Obst, he's downed after he kicks it. Big punch away by Lawrence. Gathered well there by Stephen Phoebe to Todd Viney. Then O'Brien gets onto his favoured left side. He doesn't kick too bad either. Beautifully. Steins has got it. He's outside 50. If he moves it quickly, Hawthorn defence just a little unsettled. Goes into Glenn Lovett, who's just shrugged that Tony Woods tag for a couple of seconds, and that's all he needed. Glenn Lovett has marked about 35 to 40 metres out, and a fairly difficult angle to contend with.
Well, look, the Hawthorn defence really was distracted by Neats then and allowed Lovett to slot in nice and early.
So Glenn Lovett's kick is across the face and through for one behind.
I mean, that's the thing. Once one of the key forwards in any side, and in this case it's Neats, gets on fire, the opposition defence will tend to keep looking towards blocking him up and then allow some of the more peripheral type players to slot into the right positions. On this occasion, Lovett did it perfectly.
Ray Jenke to kick in. Gets the whistle from the umpire to go. It's about a minute and a half left in the quarter. Crawford.
Gee, they were lucky there. They never got a shepherding against them.
Crawford from half-back. One of Hawthorn's goal kickers, along with Jason Dunstall. Could have been a free kick there. It's coming back. Interference in the marking contest, and it's going Hawthorn's way. To be taken by Mark Graham, left centre wing. Magnificent crowd here tonight, as we've mentioned, and they're still coming in. Platten could be too far out to score. Centering kick from the Rat, but didn't do it well. Norman to Viney. Viney finds Leon Sally, who marks in front of Kepler. Just up from the back pocket. But against Pritchard there, the umpire let it go. Clean pick-up in the end by the Hawk. Long, the short to the long of it was Lawrence. Condon in front of Steins. Anthony Condon right on 50.
Hawthorn making a bit of a late push here late in the quarter. Majority of the forward line work has been down at the Melbourne end. Robert, we're just seeing that inside 50, Melbourne had gone there 16 times, and this is only, I think, the 10th or 11th time that Hawthorn have been in there.
So Condon, badly needed one for the Hawks if he can kick it, and he does. Virtually on the quarter-time siren, there's only a few seconds left. still trailed by 11 points in the opening term.
So the Hawthorn forward line, three individual goal scorers to date, Condon, Crawford and Dunstall. So it's been spread around there. There are other players there. Hudson, obviously, a capable goal scorer. But in order to win this game, one player's going to have to stand up tall. Dunstall, obviously, the most likely to do it.
Melbourne lead by 11 points, 34-23. Hopgood tries to get clear of the centre congestion, but it's Platten, Condon and now Taylor for the Hawks. Taylor's kick out wide, taken by Norman. Handball back. Nettlebeck, his hand pass to Norman. Purely incidental as the siren sounds to end the first term here at the MCG in a game that Hawthorn must win if they're to keep their finals hopes alive. If they win tonight and Richmond get beaten tomorrow, they're in next week to play in the 96 finals. At quarter time, Melbourne lead by 11 points. They're 5-4 to 3-5.
Start of the second quarter, 11 points in Melbourne's favour. Neats kick 4 in the opening term. Condon got one. Good hand pass. Kapler. Now Woods from Holland. Tony Woods kicks to Dunstall, who marks. Bad angle. It's very close, as you can see, to the boundary line. And a fair way out from goal. So it would need to be a pretty good kick. He's kicked 1 goal, 2.
Similar position to one of David Neats's goals.
Correct, Robbo, yes.
He might be just a little further out than David Neats was.
It's 4-1 at the moment. Dunstall kicks. Oh, that's a great goal. That's the spot to kick them from, obviously. Dunstall gets his second. And it's less than a kick in it once more. 34-29, 5-4, 4-5.
Well, that's why he has a conversion rate of sub 70% this year. That was a tremendous kick. The call was accurate by you, Peter. Hard up against the boundary line, perhaps stretched for distance, but he goes back, he knows what he's doing, and with a mind's eye, he just slots it straight through. First goal of the second quarter matches his first goal of the opening quarter.
Bounce back at the centre. Salmon knocks it in the direction of Harford, but Steins is there. Collins now. The onus is on Andrew Collins. Gets the handball away. It's finished by Treleaven. Treleaven's kick out towards the wing. Knocked away. Norman does well. His recovery was excellent. And then the kick into the pocket. Knocked away from Farmer by Collins. Close to the line. It'll go over. And Jeffrey Farmer just asserting a little bit of authority here. Now let's see Andrew Collins. He's quite prepared to just go back and man up. He was bumped over the boundary line, but nothing too drastic. Hawthorn to make a change. Chick onto the ground. Quite see who it was that came off, Pete. Well,
no, I didn't know that, Robert.
Maybe Neil Curley might be able to check that for us. Lawrence's hand pass. Clarkson back to Hopgood. Hopgood over his left shoulder. Crumbing is O'Brien. Can he gather the ball? He can. Handball. Matthew Phoebe. Snapshot for goal. No, he'll bomb it into towards the square. At the back, a big fly by Uze. He's able to gather, get it back to Brett Lovett. That hand pass not quite good enough. Kapler's able to mop up for the Hawks. Handball away for Jenke. Jenke in a bit of a tight situation, but just dances around his Melbourne opponents and then kicks it out to the wing where the battle is on between Glenn Lovett and Tony Woods close to the line. It's taken over by the Melbourne player and it'll be thrown in on centre wing just a little bit into Hawthorn's forward half. 5 points is the margin. Melbourne have kicked 5-4, Hawthorn have kicked 4-5, and it's early in the second term.
Salmon and Steins. Clarkson and Platten. Viney. Lost it in the tackle, picked up by Obst. His kick is to half forward. Punched away by Pritchard. Steins is there. Farmer. Now Clarkson. After the hand pass came from Treleaven. Matthew Phoebe on his own to take the mark. The less bandaged of the two Phoebes.
This is the second time Glenn Lovett did earlier in the first quarter where a Melbourne player's just able to sift in behind the piece of play and find a spot in the forward line to receive a short kick.
So Phoebe from 40. He's got the goal. Pretty straight kick. It's a beauty. Melbourne's third goal kicker. Leeds has 4 at 6-4 to 4-5, and again the difference is out to 11 points.
Well, this would be a little bit of a concern to Ken Judge here from a defensive aspect, that the Melbourne player is able to get in here loose, well inside 50 like that, a mile by himself. The Hawthorn players really need to keep communicating with each other, urging and pulling someone back on to cover up these individuals in the Melbourne forward line if they're going to rein this run in that Melbourne have at the moment.
Just some close checking being done by both sides. Platten and Clarkson, Matthew Phoebe and Richard Taylor. Ball spills for Todd Viney. Left foot kick to just a vacant space on centre wing. Kapler, the speedster, nearly run down there by Leoncelli. He's able to knock it clear, and that wasn't very well disguised. It's out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in on that far wing. Neil Curley has a boundary line report.
Yes, Paul Hudson came off the second time in the game that he's dropped his head going for a pretty tough mark, and Ken Judge said, "That's enough of that. You're off, son."
Yeah, good call, Curls. It was unfortunately looked quite obvious there in front of Luke Norman.
Free kick has been picked out here, and it's going to Crawford. Probably very much a fancied candidate for Hawthorn's best and fairest with Paul Salmon. Shane Crawford, that's a good mark, taken by Woods. His immediate opponent, Glenn Lovett, not able to spoil. But Tony Woods, awkward kicking style, he's too far out to score. He kicks in the direction of Dunstall. Oh, beauty! Vintage Dunstall.
Gee, did he land awkwardly there or not? No, he's okay.
He looked as though at one stage he was going to dive behind the Melbourne defender, and then
just was able to come around somehow, just step in and around.
Wasn't it?
It was a sensational piece of work. I think you will see here Lamprell pretty much has the ball covered there. And away he comes. A bit of a twist on the ankle, but he's up now.
So Dunstall going for his third and his 94th for the season as Condon limps off. Now that's a bad blow for the Hawks because he is an important player. But the important play here is Dunstall's third goal, and the Hawks get back to within 5 points. 6-4 plays 5-5. Neitz has 4 for Melbourne, and Dunstall has 3 for the Hawks.
And at this stage, that's the game. It's a shootout between these two very good full forwards at either end of the ground. Neitz 4, Dunstall 3. Dunstall really now just starting to come into it. He missed a couple of relatively easy shots in the first quarter. Now well back on target.
Barney missed it. Holland gives chase. So too does Leoncelli. Still Holland in the contest. Good Shepherd enables Leoncelli to get the hand pass. Stephen Phoebe's kick comes to centre wing. Lawrence pushes, shoves, but can't take the mark away from Irving. Didn't see much of him last week. From the West Coast Eagle. Steins has the height and the mark, you would reckon. Has he played it? Surely, yes. The Irishman's disposal usually pretty good, but not so on that occasion. Let himself and Melbourne down. Taylor Harper comes away with the footy. Around the wing, took a specky in the first quarter. That's beautifully delivered. On the end of it is Holland. Norwich Rising Star winner from last year. Nick Holland from left half forward into the goal square. Dunstall territory, free kick. This time Dunstall. Well, have to see that on the replay.
Well, there is a little bit of scragging here, but it's a result of Dunstall just muscling and holding the front position there. Just ever so slightly there by the left hand from Lamprell.
Well, Dunstall has the kick. Pretty severe red card, you'd reckon that.
We might see him kick his 100th goal for the season here tonight. He's got 95 now.
He's got 4, needs another 5, doesn't he?
Well, the way he's playing, I think he's got every chance of getting
It's an open game, isn't it?
It certainly is.
The forwards are certainly prominent.
And what I can't identify anyone in the Melbourne side who'll come back and shut him down. Gasper's sitting on the bench at the moment. He's an option, but Nettlebeck perhaps, yes, because he
chop
went
the
back last
supply off though, Terry.
That's right, and I think they're really just struggling there through the half-forward line.
Paul Salmon in picture. Hawthorn by a point, 6-5 to 6-4. 14.5 minutes left in the second term. Salmon gets his right hand to it, but it's chopped off by Cowell. He's got pace to burn, but he's run down brilliantly by Trelevin. And that was important because the kick was chopped off by Lawrence. Now Farmer and Collins. Farmer with a bit of skill, but then in the finish, hand passed it away to Johnny Platten. Platten's kick to the wing, punched away there by Nettlebeck. From Holland, now Cowell. Cowell for the Demons, into the right forward pocket. Punched away by Jenky from Brett Lovett. Collins and Farmer, that's out on the full.
It was already out when he kicked it.
Well, it's close again.
Jeez, you want to be careful, though. You don't flirt with that. I'm right in the line there. This little toe poke here.
It may have bounced over. He certainly kicked it inside the boundary line. But still, it's a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Melbourne, and Dean Irving to do the ruck work. Platten. Now the kick from the Hawthorn defence out towards the wing. Holland couldn't control it. Matthew Phoebe tackled well by Taylor. Norman strong, still strong Norman. Made a contest with Taylor. And the umpire will have to bounce. Just it's nearly up to right half forward for the Demons. Neil Curley, injuries.
Yes, Anthony Condon with an ankle injury been restrapped, and it'll be interesting to see if he comes back on. And young Paul Hopgood has had his calf strapped in the right leg. We'll have to wait and see on him too.
Well, we expected a high attrition rate. Matthew Phoebe's hand pass inboard. Now O'Brien. Crawford's nearly got him. He's still got a kick into his credit. Umpire says play on. It was touched. Kepler punches it in the direction of the Hawthorn goal. Obbs went pretty solidly at the footy. Might be a Hawthorn scoop up out the side. It is. Half it, or he got decked after he got rid of it. Comes down towards left half forward. Nettlebeck. Hurried hand pass. He'll get it back again. Hawthorn pressuring all the time. Still Nettlebeck, the hand pass. It's still in play. Dunstall's got it. Brushes the tackle from Steve Phoebe and bombs it goal. And it's rushed through finally by Glenn Lovett. The rush behind to Hawthorn. It's 6-6 to 6-4. Hawthorn by 2 points. Gee, there are bruises everywhere. Leon Shelley gets up. Trainer speaks to him, asks him if he's okay. Clarkson has the mark.
He's getting a negative answer because he didn't look too good, did he?
Glenn Lovett has the mark at left half back. One of Melbourne's best last week against the West Coast at Subiaco. 27-year-old kicks to centre wing. Marking contest out there. None can bring it down. Crowd says ball. Cowell in front. Leon Shelley breaks the shackles of the trainers. So he's back into the business. Platten, great tackle on Lovett. It's been a feature of his play tonight. 7 tackles. Viney from left centre wing with the handball to Steins.
Viney gets it to big Jimmy Steins on his left foot. Kicks it out wide. Brett Lovett and Jenky. Knocked away by Ray Jenky for the safety of a boundary throw-in.
Well, we're just mentioning Johnny Platten there in terms of tackling. He's really been the leader, but when we look at the totals to date, Hawthorn are credited with 23 to Melbourne 10, and really that's what's got Hawthorn back into some control during the second quarter. It's just their ferocity at the opponent when they've got the ball.
8 of those 23 tackles being laid by one of the smallest players on the ground, Jay Platten. Fantastic stalwart for the Hawks. Won a McGarry medal, won a Brownlow medal, played in Updean premiership teams.
4.
Hawthorn try to get the ball away from the half-back line. Daniel Harford runs it over, and the boundary umpire will throw it in. I think the Hawks will be looking for some improvement if they are to operate as the Hawthorn Football Club next year from players like Daniel Harford, Daniel Chick, Craig Trelevin. Just players just taking that little step upwards. Kepler, Salmon, what a brilliant pickup for a big man. Kicks it towards full forward. Dunstall, third in line, couldn't take the mark. And the Melbourne defence able to just stymie that Hawthorn attack there. Daniel Chick, the last one to gain his footing. The umpire will bounce. It is a 2-point margin in favour of the Hawks with 11 minutes left in the second term.
Approaching the halfway mark there of the quarter. Norman gets out of trouble pretty well. Uze had to wait for the ball to bounce. It's tackled by Crawford. Jarred free in the tackle. Gee, there's going to be some sore and tired players out there at the end of this game. It's been played at a ferocious pace. If that ferocity can be maintained, the crowd here is certainly going to get their money's worth. They've certainly got it already, you would reckon. Graham jumps early. It's out of bounds, so they'll do it all again. 4 goals to Neitz for Melbourne. He got those all in the first quarter. Dunstall's kicked 4-2 for Hawthorn. Platten and Clarkson again. Johnny Platten showed us right from the first bounce what his target was tonight. Straight at the footy. Taylor missed it. Matthew Phoebe didn't. Off the ground. O'Brien lost it. Matthew Phoebe again. Well done, Dees. Kick towards half forward. On the leaders, Neitz.
But Matthew Phoebe's work there, just to be able to second go again and give it a good handball, and the huge amount of space that Melbourne had in that forward line for Neitz to work in was just very good football.
A goal he would regain the lead for Melbourne by 4 points. He's kicked 4. As I mentioned, all in the first quarter. He'll be kicking from 55, but that's not a problem for him. It's a great long kick, as that one is. He's got the distance, but just off the hands of the pack, and one behind to David Neitz. So the difference back to 1 point at the MCG. Halfway through the second quarter, 42-41 Hawthorn's way.
Good close tussle. Cheeky short kick has been marked by Trelevin. Great to see him back. He suffered a very heavy knock a couple of weeks ago, which was a bit questionable when they played North Melbourne. And he's back into the fray, and he gets a second kick in that passenger plate. Well done by Crawford. He had to have known there was someone coming from behind. They're both lying on the ground still. Taylor dispossessed. Nettlebeck. Crawford might be in a bit of strife. We'll keep an eye on that.
He's out cold.
The kick is out of bounds on the full. I think he may have, if there's damage, it'll be in the kidney area. It was a heavy clash.
Yeah, I think it's more the hip of Ops there that makes the contact in the kidney region, as you mentioned there, Will.
Holland gets it away. McCabe is on the ground. The kick in the direction of Graham, taken away by Stephen Phoebe for a boundary throw in. And we watch back where the trainers have Shane Crawford at least on his feet. He's a tough little customer.
Obst is limping off.
And Obst coming off the ground. Well, it's a pleasure to see. I mean, it's a pity to see Andrew Obst limping off the ground, but it's a pleasure to see the Hawthorn boy on his feet and also the Melbourne boy on his feet. The ball to the back, Cowell, not clear now. Clarkson gets a quick kick, and fortuitously for Melbourne, it has been marked by Nettlebeck. Sometimes those sprayed kicks out of the back line can fall in the arms of the opposition, and it then goes back over your head for a goal.
Nettlebeck looking for Steins. Stephen Phoebe, quick hand pass, not really to the advantage of his side. Leon Shelley gets ridden into the ground. Platten taken high. O'Brien, Steins, Melbourne with endeavour. Brett Lovett, Salmon underneath it on his own and will mark. Now the big fish, will he give it to Lawrence? He's gone a little bit further. It's Trelevin from left half back. Passes to half forward, intended for half. It wasn't a good one. Steins chops it off well. Viney, lovely evasive work. Back to Norman. Norman chips it up to Collins. Crowd roars. Collins tangles with Uze. Collins is going to get the free kick.
Clay Sampson was the player to come on for Obst.
Lawrence coming back into some form for Hawthorn. Had a lean trot. Well done. For quite a while. Good vision, finding Harford. Great mark in the first quarter. And then under pressure played on and got caught. That's a strong grab. Dunstall over Glenn Lovett takes the mark. And going for his 5th goal. That's the distance he has to shoot at. And Ian Robertson raised the possibility he might get his 100 tonight. Well,
Was there a little nudge here? Just got rid of his opponent.
Well, there's a little nudge, no doubt about it. But
You give him credit for being experienced
he knows the
campaigner.
caper. This man knows the caper.
For number 5, and he has got it. 5 goals too, Jason Dunstall. David Neitz has got 4 goals too. It's a shootout at the G.
I think the fans here can sense that Jason Dunstall might kick his 100th goal tonight.
Well, it's really just setting up. And I think the Hawthorn forward line is working well. You can just see as we came in onto this mark of Dunstall's how all the Hawthorn forwards were up around the 50-metre mark, leaving all the space behind them for Dunstall to move on into. He reciprocates with a great lead.
7 minutes left in the term. Salmon again. Crawford back to Salmon, leading by example. Kick finds Dunstall again. Brilliant football by Hawthorn. Spectacular play by Salmon.
Yeah.
And he gets congratulations from 2 or 3 of his teammates back near the centre circle.
That's just tremendous. Salmon did it earlier in the first quarter. Quality delivery into the forward line. I suppose as a former full forward, you know the value of that good work up the front, and Salmon was able to give it to Dunstall.
Going for goal number 97 for the year. He's got it. 6 for the game. And all of a sudden, Hawthorn have put a little bit of a gap between themselves and their opponents. They lead by 13 points.
6 for the game and 5 in the quarter, isn't it? It's been 4 in the quarter. It's just been an incredible piece of play from Dunstall, just really sticking the gun. So now the pressure's back on the Melbourne coach's box here. What are they going to do with him? Are they going to stick with Lampard? He still has the job at this stage, but they surely must look at a change.
Well, let's see if Salmon can do it again. He can't this time because Steins knocks it down, only to see Kapler on the end of it. That long raking left foot of Woods at the back, tried to flip it over the top. Nettlebeck was held. Phoebe, that's Matthew Phoebe, gets it over to Brett Lovett. Over the head, no, Clarkson's got the mark. Clarkson is centre half back for the Demons. To Brett Lovett, who followed on well downfield. Kicks to Steins, who's made some space on centre wing. Bradlow medalist to half forward, and Matthew Phoebe, gee, did he pull up awkwardly then? Maybe my imagination. Oh, Irving almost. Harper takes the hand pass from half back. On to Graham. Dunstall in front. Oh, gee, now we've seen worse than that page tonight. Still he goes, Dunstall. And the crowd hooting.
Petrie asks the question. There he goes.
Well, fair enough. He got a doubtful one earlier in the quarter. Neit's got a doubtful one late in the first term, but that one looked a lot more blatant.
I think he took Richard Williams take a back step there.
Yeah, Mrs. Williams, your boy's under pressure here.
Now Glenn Lovett, after Viney's kick was partially smothered. Leoncelli and Kapler. And Leoncelli goes for the boundary line to keep it away from the speedy Hawk. It's out of bounds. Neil Curley has some news on the boundary line for us.
Yes, unfortunately for Melbourne, Andrew Obbs has torn a hamstring, so he won't take any further part in the game.
Yeah, well, he limped off noticeably, didn't he? So that's bad luck.
Well, it is terrible bad luck because Obstad had 11 possessions at the stage of the game where he was forced to leave the field. Harford, over the top was Todd Viney. 2 players who, when the State of Origin teams are picked, line up in the same team, Johnny Platten and Todd Viney, on fairly regular occasions. 13 points is the margin in favour of Hawthorn. Steins to the front. Brilliant tap by Harford. Found Taylor. Taylor's kick. Nettlebeck. Oh, Holland, great mark. Fantastic mark by Nick Holland. He just grabbed it out of the air over the top of Nettlebeck. And that was emphatic. The little mouth from the south, Alistair Clarkson, having something
Oh,
to
yeah,
say.
he'll give him, you know. But Holland, I mean, he's in the top 10 marks in the competition. He hasn't been perhaps as dominant as he has been last year. But that was a great mark.
So he's lining up from about 30 metres. He should kick the distance. And he finishes it very, very nicely. Nick Holland kicks his first goal. And the Hawks lead now by 19 points.
Well, this may sound totally silly, but I think that has helped Ken Judge here. Neil Barman, his decision on who he plays on Dunstall. Just that Holland's now starting to get the better of Nettlebeck, and so because Nettlebeck had Holland covered earlier, now with Holland starting to come in, I think they could just roll those 2 players over now without, well, the way the Hawthorn's going, without losing anything.
So Hawthorn's got the last 5 goals of the match, 5 unanswered, and that man's had a hand in them. Salmon, he's been absolutely brilliant at midfield. As they kick it up towards half forward again, only to see Norman in the road. Harford over the top, blind hand pass. Woods, Nettlebeck, Viney, Lovett and Harford. Harper dragged off it. Norman tries to barge his way through, not successful. It'll be a ball up inside 50 at Hawthorn's left half forward flank. So Melbourne trying to regroup. They had a good lead in the first quarter. Their last goal was at the 4-minute mark of this term, and as I said, Hawthorn has since kicked the last 5. Nettlebeck taps down, but not decisively, holding the ball or too high. None of those. It's going to be a bounce. Taylor gives the ball back to the umpire. As the clock ticks down to half-time. We've got 3 minutes remaining. The Hawks by 19 points. It really is played finals type atmosphere here. Steve Phoebe kicked to centre wing. Uze didn't get a very good bounce. It goes better for Pritchard. His kick is a shocker, and the mark is taken for the Demons down there by Cow. Gets it moving quickly. Nettlebeck. Oh, they're messing around with it, Melbourne. They'll finally get out of it. Cow's kick up towards centre wing.
I think the problem is when they get it across half-back, they just got no one moving. There's no space. Hawks are blocking them out beautifully.
Uze, Lawrence will punch from behind. Taylor, who's roving well to his look-alike in Harford. Harford bombs it long towards centre wing. Holland again. Not a spectacular mark this time, but he'll put the Hawks into attack.
Well, it just keeps coming back from Melbourne's half-forward line. Maybe they might have to rob Peter to pay Paul and bring Neitz out a bit. Kick forward by Graham, close to the line. Dunstall. He is just playing one great game, Jason Dunstall. What's that? That's just near the football there, in there on the concrete. It looked as though they have come over the fence. A mouth guard, is it, or
3 yards of Jason Dunstall's skin, I think.
No, just near where the football is. Something sort of springs from somewhere.
I think it may be a paper error.
Paper dart, is it? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, I see.
Dunstall has kicked the goal. So 7 goals in the game and only 2 from the century. And we've just come to expect it, haven't we? It's been a terrific fight back by that man.
6 for the quarter he's got, Robert.
Well, he's had a lot of problems, hasn't he? I mean, the Hawks have probably struggled, so that means that Dunstall's opportunities haven't been there, but gee, tonight he's having one of those games.
It's just incredible, isn't it? The way, I mean, he has kicked a bag of 14 during this season, and there's every sign that he might be able to repeat that here tonight.
66-41. Viney thrown to the ground by Salmon. Brett Lovett picks up the crumbs. Lawrence punches away from Irving. Still got it. Hand passes to Platten. Platten from Sampson, who's on the ground. And Taylor outmarked decisively down there by Darren Cow, who had the front posse. One-on-one duel at centre wing. Well, that will be against McCabe, you would reckon, to Irving. Too high. The umpire says no. Kick comes down towards half forward. Farmer, can he gives him something? He's a little bit too quick for Collins. This way, that way. Goes back again. Centering kick from Farmer. Great footy. And the mark taken by Clarkson.
Well, it's always heart and mouth stuff with Melbourne when they're going this way, that way, as you call Pete. But, you know, Farmer has the skill to be able to find that little bit of room in the contest and be able to set it up. And Clarkson really in the right spot there, right in front of goal, only some 25 metres out.
Alistair Clarkson for his first and a valuable one for the Demons. He's kicked and he's kicked a goal. The Melbourne hang in late in the second quarter. Neil Baum looks pensively at the score sheet, which says 10-6 to 7-5. Effectively 3 goals in it.
Well, it's their first goal, second goal for the quarter, but Hawthorn were able to squeeze 6 in between. But they've been able to stick to the task a little bit here. It looks like Luke Norman now has gone back onto Jason Dunstall to take that task on for the last few seconds of the game.
Good luck to him.
Good luck to him, yeah, definitely. The boy from Wangaratta.
10-6 plays 7-5. Just seconds left in the first half. McCabe's kick across his right shoulder. Out wide, Brett Lovett. Just enough pace to get past the tackle. Then a lovely hand pass. Sets it up here for Uze. A little kick by Uze. Probably meant back for Brett Lovett. Not able to get away. Crawford's little kick was important in that passage of play. Strong was Gasper. Gasper's handball, not too bad. Melbourne may get a score. Steins, can he put this on the chest of someone? Neitz was up high. It's punched away by the Hawthorn defence. And that should be, and is, the last passage of play in the half. The siren second term. The Hawks have hit back. They lead by 19 points at half-time. Hawthorn have kicked 10, 6, 66. Melbourne 7, 5, 47. And for Hawthorn, Jason Dunstall has kicked 7 goals. He kicked 6 in that quarter. And for Melbourne, David Neitz has kicked 4.
We had fireworks to start the first term. What's going to happen at the start of the third? Hawthorn by 19 points. Salmon's been brilliant. Steins beats him this time. Kapler runs into Steins, nearly caught with the football. It's a stalemate according to the umpire, and he'll bounce it again.
Luke Norman, who finished the quarter at centre half back on Jason Dunstall, has resumed that position at the start of the third.
He's got the bulk. So Steins and Salmon go at it again. Crawford slung, got met very heavily by Obst in the second quarter. He got up, but Obst had to leave the ground. Cowell kicks to half forward. Farmer dangerous. Collins has got him. Irving. Well, the big fellow moves well, snaps it, goal, and kicks it. That's what the D's wanted to start the quarter. Melbourne back in it at the start of the third term. It's 10-6 to 8-5. 13-point ball game.
Well done, Jeff Farmer again, just attacking the ball. Cowell tosses it into the right spot, into the centre foot. But there's Farmer, his acceleration, looking for the gap, but the gap wasn't there. Great tackle from Collins, but the give to Irving and then across the body from the big fella. A great goal. So Melbourne picked up the last goal before half-time through Clarkson. Now with this first one, giving themselves a chance.
Jimmy Steins all fired up. Goes at it. The bounce favoured the big Melbourne ruckman. To break away, so the umpire will repeat. Bounce just forward of the centre circle for Hawthorn. Paul Salmon, who's played a pretty good game so far for the Hawks. He's had 4 kicks, 4 handballs. He's laid 5 tackles and had 12 hit-outs. Steins, Salmon missed it. Treleven's hand pass. Set it up for Woods. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence's kick. Out wide. Bounce is not too bad for Sampson. Sampson's kick along the wing. What's going to happen here? Not bad for Clarkson. Quickly onto his left foot, which was intelligent play. Not able to do much more. It's punched away to the favour of O'Brien. He's a left footer, don't forget, but he does well with a little right footer and sets it up for Glenn Lovett.
Very good right foot kick. Not often the left footers are that competent on their right foot as O'Brien was on that occasion.
So Glenn Lovett to kick to the square. Neitz couldn't take the mark. Irving tries to kick it over his head. Oh, Uze, what's he done? He's missed. Behind to the Hawks, forced through by Adam Uze.
The pressure was certainly on the Hawk defence in the goal square there. Uze has a second go at it, but hits it just into Kapler, who was blocking right on the line.
Jenkins kick in. Has been marked there by Treleven. Plays on quickly, kicks it wide. 50 metres from the Melbourne goal. Chris Langford has it. His kick close to the wing, and it's been marked by Graham. No, it's Chick.
Daniel Chick down the outer side to Platten. He played an excellent first half, highlighted by the number of tackles he applied. Dunstall couldn't take it. Viney. Kick away there by Gasper. Clarkson in front. Courageous mark.
Steins good too. Just kept Salmon away from it. The impact wasn't quite as great as it could have been.
Kick number 8 for the former North Rover. Woods and Lovett. Lovett's got the mark, as long as he's not over the boundary line, and he isn't. So Glenn Lovett. He led from the front last week at Subiaco. 6 kicks, 4 marks.
Woods doing a pretty good job because he's a prolific possession gatherer, Glenn Lovett.
Lawrence should punch and does. Gets it away. No, he doesn't get it away from Irving. Can he kick another one? Uze in the box seat and marks.
Dean Irving has really come out and made a difference in the opening part of this quarter. He's really given them a target there, centre half forward, and more impressively has been his work at ground level, the ability just to be able to gather the ball, knock it on. Uze there, quite prepared to jump hard at the ball.
So Melbourne a chance for another goal. Hawthorn kicked, I think it was 5 unanswered goals in the second quarter. Melbourne may be able to string together 3 on the trot. If he can kick this, distance shouldn't be a problem from there. He's well inside 50. Kicks straight and accurate and goals. So the D's fight back. 1 goal in the contest now. And Hawthorn starting to look shaky as Melbourne come back at them. They've fought back well, Melbourne, after Hawthorn went on a rampage in the second quarter.
He's worked his way well here, Adam Uze. Really, it's been a tough season for the young player. Made a debut mid-season last year, and really goals haven't really come from what is expected to be a very classy half-forward flanker for Melbourne.
Pick a winner from here, Terry.
Whew.
It's a seesawing game, isn't it? And Melbourne have made much more of a contest of it now at the start of the third term. Jenke marks the Steins kick. Goes across the half-back line, and it's taken by Pritchard. Pritchard goes further down the ground, and the option wasn't bad. It's Salmon. His kick is all right. Into the path of the running support player, Crawford. Crawford's kick just at the face there of Graham. He's able to gather. Then a little left-foot kick is pretty good as well. Hand pass, Crawford. Crawford going back into trouble. Holland to Woods. Glenn Lovett applies a bit of physical pressure, but Woods at the back of the pack, able to gather and kick it forward in the direction of Dunstall, but a good mark taken by Clarkson, and the Demon fans come to life because that was top stuff by the midfielder for Melbourne. Kicks it out wide. Steins has made good position. He can go short, and he does again with precision. He is just a magical player, Jimmy Steins, been brought up on Gaelic football, and he now is a very, very accomplished Australian rules footballer. He's got it again. Little handball. Phoebe gets it to Uze. That was Matthew Phoebe. Uze looking for the pass. He's going to kick it to the back of Farmer. Farmer's been interfered with, hasn't he? No. The umpire says that's all clear. Legal and above board. Jeffrey Farmer. A little bit to say. And, well, if that's not holding on, you wonder what is. Anyway, boundary throw in. Lawrence and Irving to contest this throw in. Irving gets the tap, but it goes to Platten. Then back to Treleaven. He's in a little bit of strife. Tackled there by the strides by Dean Irving. And his kick goes astray. Matthew Phoebe, the short pass. A diving mark is taken by O'Brien. He can run on here. There's no one on his mark. He runs past the umpire, punts for goal, and hits the post. So a bit of an anticlimax there. A good foray forward for the Demons results in just a poster. Hawthorn lead 10-6 to 9-7.
And Irving involved again. Just enough pressure on the Hawthorn defence as they were trying to run out. Made the put the pressure on the kicker, giving O'Brien the opportunity.
Well, Melbourne this quarter so far was all Hawthorn in the second. Melbourne had a good first quarter, so as you said, try to pick a winner. Steins punches. Uze again. Farmer. 50. Oh, sure to be 50. Back that in. No. Oh, we all thought. We're all wrong.
Well, no, we're not wrong, Pete, I'm afraid. I think the other bloke wearing the white shirt's wrong. Here's a clear mark. It stops now, and there's the extra push there by Colo.
Oof. Oh, he just about finished up in the hill. Put Melbourne in front. He runs around, he kicks. The D's are back in front. Great kick. Farmer gets his second. So Melbourne have kicked the last 4 goals. 10-7 to 10-6.
And so they're back in front by the 1-point margin. And really, how do you explain the way in which each side has dominated the quarter going left of screen? First it was Melbourne, now Hawthorn, now the D's again.
And it happens around the centre bounce. Those midfielders are also important. They were feeding Dunstall in the second term. Hawks probably haven't got much of the footy so far in this third term. Clarkson has. He's had plenty of it. He's kicked forward. Neats and Langford. Farmer goes back to Cowell. He's a neat kick, Darren Cowell. He kicks it, disciplined. For Neats, he couldn't take the mark. McCabe is back there for the Hawks. He runs away from the full back line. After one bounce, he kicks out close to the wing. It's a 2-on-1. It favours the Demons. Brett Lovett will pump it back. The pass is good. And the exciting Jeffrey Farmer is marked on his chest, and he's giving Andrew Collins some thoughts of concern down there in defence for Hawthorn. Jeffrey Farmer, well, that last goal was just an absolute blinder. So you'd have to think that he can kick another one with this. He's about, Andrew Collins is about 42 metres from goal. He'll have to kick at 45 metres plus to score. Runs close to the man on the mark, kicks it long, and kicks it magnificently. 3 goals to Jeffrey Farmer, and after trailing at half-time by 19 points, the Demons, early in the third term, now lead by 7.
5 unanswered goals to Melbourne.
And Farmer really is the catalyst of the whole thing just at the moment. And one of the things, he's just so accurate at kick. He's now kicked some 36 goals, 24 for the season, and that's quality use of the ball in the forward line when you get those opportunities.
Melbourne absolutely on fire. Platten and Clarkson being spoken to by David Howard.
They've been at it all night, those two.
David Howard, you may remember, the man that gave Jimmy Steins the 15-metre penalty way back in 87. Holland steamrolled. And very slow to get up. He gets up on the count of 8. See what happened to him. Oh, take that, son.
And the Demons are playing as if there's no tomorrow at all.
Well, there may not be. Taylor. No tomorrow for Hawthorn this year. If they lose today, the Tigers would breathe easily. Not particularly good. Lamport, good tackle. Wasn't a good tackle. Hudson's going to get the
He was lucky to get that. That was a very soft free kick.
Hudson would love to lift. Dunstall has to beat 2. Norman and Viney. He may still do that to Woods. Woods with a bomb into the goal square. Half it at the back. And it is rushed over the line by the Demon defence for a behind to Hawthorn. That's the Hawks' first score of the quarter. It's taken them a long time to get it, nearly half the term. And a rush behind has been all Melbourne this quarter. You certainly backed them from here, but of course, you'd seen them in the first quarter, you would have said that as well, and Hawthorn came back. Steins to Clarkson. Playing with plenty of passion, the D's. Love it. Stephen Phoebe, well, they're messing around here. They're bothering nobody except the statistician. Steins now, whose disposal usually pretty good. Uze in front of McCabe takes the mark, short of left centre wing.
I think it's important that they've kept possession. Sometimes they lose possession and the opposition can go straight down and get a goal, but their efforts there haven't been too bad.
That's a good kick, good mark. Irving, well, he's lifted in the third quarter, so is the whole Melbourne side.
From the kick in, Hawthorn haven't touched it, Peter, and
No,
Melbourne will nearly have a shot for
You're
goal.
right, they will. Farmer. Oh, great mark, son.
They haven't touched it, the Hawks, have they? From the rush behind that they got. I mean, you know, we sit here and we criticise it all, but if it works, it looks good, doesn't it?
That's right. I mean, they really have the courage of their convictions, the Demon players, don't they? They get bombarded with criticism of their possession game, but they stick at it. And as you're saying, on that occasion, everything worked, everything was spot on, and here they've got their, well, the wizard.
6 unanswered goals if he kicks this. Barry Gavin having a word there to, I think it was Daniel Harford in picture. Farmer should kick it and does. 6 on the trot for the D's. Farmer's got 4. Melbourne scoop clear.
If Melbourne win this, they'll cheer Jeffrey Farmer off the ground, don't they? Well, he's got to be nearly a cult hero.
He does. I mean, last weekend we saw him in Perth kick 5 goals. He was the round 21 and Norwich Rising Star nominee, and he's just gone on with it here again tonight. And the thing is, he's getting them from 2 aspects. He's prepared to lead and jump and mark the ball, but then he's also getting him at ground level as a quality rover should.
4 goals. Now he is Melbourne's equal leading goal scorer for the game. David Neitz has kicked 4. More importantly for Melbourne, they've kicked 12 and they lead by 2 goals. Woods gets it away for Hawthorn. High to half forward, but a good mark. Excellent mark taken by Brett Lovett. And he's got terrific value out of his ability over a long period of time for Melbourne. Over 200 games. The kick goes wide. Stephen Phoebe. Kick towards left half forward. Umpire calls play on. Kick forward there by Matthew Phoebe. Bounces into the pocket. Just a little bit awkward there for both Farmer and Collins. And it goes over for a throw-in. Left forward pocket for Melbourne. Only a matter of about 15 metres around from their goal. Estimated in excess of 60,000 people here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground to watch this game, which will control Hawthorn Hawthorn's chances of playing in the finals, they must win to have any possible hope. Collins' kick goes back towards half-back, but a good mark taken by Glenn Lovett, and he stuck to his guns because his contest with Tony Woods has been a very good one. 7 kicks to Glenn Lovett, 5 marks, and on the other hand, Woods has had 7 possessions for Hawthorn. The kick into the forward line, knocked away from Farmer by Collins. Farmer still there with the footy in underneath there, and the Hawks defenders McCabe and Harford just able to hold it up, and the umpire will bounce.
Just at the moment the chief steward was here, he'd swap Melbourne, wouldn't he? Eh?
Well, I think that memories are long in footy, and Melbourne, I'm sure, they wouldn't have forgotten that incident that you recall about David Howlett with Jimmy Steins, Gary Buckenara. Those sort of things stick, Peter, and Melbourne would love to come out here, win this game and put Hawthorn out of contention, and that will be their motivation to win this game, I'm sure. Plus the merger talk.
Yes, they're both motivated with that in the back of their minds. Lawrence had his hands full this quarter with Irving, Holland, over the head of Sampson, Hudson, Taylor. Hudson provides a shepherd. Still the little rover goes. Holland.
Out of bounds, I think, Pete.
Was, yes. First real chance Hawthorn have probably had him scoring a goal. They've got 1 rush behind for the quarter. Been absolutely poleaxed by Melbourne so far in the 3rd term, and the boot was on the other foot in the 2nd quarter. Melbourne looked as though the whole side had been hit across the head with a spade. Steins, well, he's certainly lifted. He's had the better of Salmon in this quarter, and the old fish gave him a nice old bath in the 2nd. Harford. Dunstall gets poleaxed. You'll feel that one for a while.
What did you think about this clash, Terry?
Well,
was it unfair?
Yeah, what Andrew Lamprell does wrong is that he doesn't turn to face the ball. You know, so it's always going to be constituted as a charge when you're going front on the opponent when the ball's basically behind you. So Lamprell needed to jump towards Dunstall, then turn to face the ball.
Hawthorn hasn't scored a goal this quarter, just 1 rush behind. So they really do need this, the Hawks. He kicks from 45 metres, the captain, and he's got the goal. 99 for the year. 8 for the game. And I'm sure that's all he's thinking about, the end result. Hawthorn trailing by 6 points.
And that's an incredible performance by Dunstall today. I mean, when we came here tonight, 9 goals for 100. Really, I didn't entertain the possibility of him being able to get them in what I was always going to expect to be such a tight contest as this. But here he is on the threshold of another 100.
I think people would have expected it anyway.
Peter, he kicked 1 goal, 2 to start with. He's kicked 8 straight since then.
Ken Judge, looking concerned, goes for the phone. Goal the difference. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
So the ruck contest, Steins, up high Holland, taken by Viney. Clarkson missed it, good pressure applied by Platten. Still Viney, now Uze, gets it out to Cowell. Love the way he moves, Darren Cowell, and that kick, gee, you'd like to sit on the end of one of his passes, wouldn't you? David Neitz tries to get past Langford, gets the handball away to Uze, in turn to O'Brien, little kick, dive on it, Glenn Lovett. The bounce was awkward for him. And that could be on purpose. Oh, you didn't hide that very well, Tony Woods. And the Hawk fans would breathe a sigh of relief. Have a look. You've seen absolutely worse than that penalised, haven't you? Boundary throw in, left forward pocket for Melbourne. Treleaven down by O'Brien. Jenke. Half it over the top. Away goes Capel of the racehorse. 1 bounce. He can go the length of the ground here. He looks as though he's trying to get back onto his left. He does. Kicks in towards full forward. Dunstall. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant bodywork. Just got Luke Norman under the footy and then edged back, judging it through the air to perfection. And he's lining up, ladies and gentlemen, for his 100th goal for the season. And the fans are streaming down towards the fence. The security people, the police, gee, they'll have a job on their hands here to try and keep these people off the ground. Jason Dunstall for his 100th goal. The 2nd man to do it for season 1996. We saw Tony Lockett do it a couple of weeks ago at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
coffee and some cakes while he does it. It'll be a 5-minute delay.
Well, all of a sudden, in all the aisles, Peter, you can see the people streaming down to get close to the fence. Here he goes. It is an anti-climax. It's across the face and through for his third behind. Go back to your seats, folks. Another couple of minutes to go. Here they go. Trudging back. I'm sure it'll happen. 6 minutes left in the third term and all of the last quarter. Jason Dunstall with 99 goals for the season. The kick-in has been marked by Norman.
Norman in the back pocket. Taylor stands the mark. The thriller here at the MCG as Hawthorn try to get into the finals. Almost a mark to Graham. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Woods goes for the boundary line again, and he gets away with it again. Don't look at me like that, Robbo.
Oh, dear me. He's been lucky twice.
Just write me a note.
Bet she doesn't try and do it again.
Third time might be lucky. Viney, Graham, Platten, the Rat, right on 50. Cowell comes at him, centering kick. Salmon nearly. Big Fish couldn't quite drag it down. The snapshot is by Taylor. And he kicks one behind. So Richard Taylor's first score of the night, a minor one to Hawthorn, who have lifted in the last 5 minutes, but they needed to. The difference is back to 4 points. Love it. Looking for a lead. Didn't really kick it very far. Norman. The Kevin Murray hairline. Alistair Clarkson still in the back pocket. Clarkson centering kick could be dangerous. He's found Lovett, though, who marks in front of Dunstall. Crowd looking for 50 metres, but umpire says no. That's going to come back, I think.
Well, that's fair enough. He'd blown time on when Jason Dunstall came in to try and intercept that mark that Brett Lovett was about to take, so he's got to go back and blow it back on again.
Brett Lovett, centre half back. Kicks to his namesake, Glenn Lovett. Stephen Phoebe, he saw stars there. They beat him tough in Tasmania. Over the top was Irving. Lawrence dived on it, tried to stop it, did well, stopped the thrust. Sampson bends it around his body, kicks into the forward pocket. It's a mark. No, Neats, not paid. Oh, they'll drag the grandstand down. Fans can't believe that. Chick's kick, not really effective. Woods, long looping hand pass. There's a free kick. It's going Hawthorn's way. What did you think of it, Terry? Was it a mark to Neats?
Well, he did have clear possession of it, I thought, but then you can just see it here. There it is there, and it's the second go from Langford. No, he stopped that ball. That's a mark.
Yeah, I thought it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter what we think, what the umpire thinks. Taylor, a little give to Harford. Harford out in front. Hudson should mark and does. He's opposite number 17. Lovett stands the mark. Hudson needs to get it moving quickly and does. So Crawford, who was just about knocked out earlier in the game by Andrew Obst. A very heavy collision, and it was Obst who had to leave the ground. Norman watching Dunstall very closely. Crawford's kick, not bad, but not good enough. Shake at the head by Shane Crawford, only one behind. 1-1. He's kicked 11-10 to 12-7. Melbourne's quarter, the D's by 3 points, 4 minutes left.
The kick into the far side is okay, and the mark is taken out there by Lamprill. He plays on quickly, gets it to Gasper. Hand pass, pretty good. Brett Lovett is right on the defensive 50-metre line, and then he kicks it out towards right half forward. From behind, good mark taken by Holland.
That's 50.
8 marks to Nick Holland. 12th possession coming up. 50-metre penalty will bring him very close to the 50-metre attacking line. Kicking style, I just wonder whether he can get the distance. He's going to have to kick a 50-metre plus to score. He fancies himself, I guess. Why not? And he gets onto it too. Terrific distance. It's a goal. Great kick by Holland. So Nick Holland's second goal gets the lead back for Hawthorn. 12-10 to 12-7.
Well, he's really come into
front by 3 points. And there he is again, Holland up towards half forward. This is as far as they're going. Love it to Sampson at left half back. Phoebe, was it? Thanks, Robbo. This is Matthew Phoebe. Sampson. Steins having a great battle with Paul Salmon. They both had certain influences on the game in different quarters. This guy's having his best quarter of the game. That's Dean Irving.
He looks quite spirited, doesn't he? I mean, sometimes you watch him play and you wonder whether he gets involved as he could be. But
wasn't too involved last week, but
well, his third quarter hasn't been too bad.
It's been good,
moving around and giving them something to fire at.
Especially the first few minutes. He really did move around, took a few marks, livened things up. It's touched, rushed through from behind with the D's. So still less than a kick in at Hawthorn 82, Melbourne 80. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Ray Jenkins going to kick in.
But Irving certainly has been a critical player here for Melbourne. In at centre half forward, he's given them the focal point, so they've been able to come in long and consequently also allow a little bit of freedom for David Neitz in the forward line.
Gee, that was barely the required distance. Oh, look at this. Work it around to Kapler, who marks in front of Andrew Leoncelli. Former Swan. Up towards centre wing. Well, Holland again wasn't allowed the mark, but if Neitz wasn't allowed, that one certainly shouldn't have been. Irving, a little give. Crawford a chance. Taylor, who's been useful. Irving, good hip and shoulder. Platt, had to get rid of it quickly. Biney, Cowell. Now Phoebe, Stephen Phoebe kicks it straight to Nick Holland. Hudson with Lamprell. Graham, not a good hand pass for the Rat. Platten nearly caught, drops the footy, holding the ball.
Good tackle in by Lamprell.
Andrew Lamprell in the left back pocket for Melbourne.
Well, they're under siege, weren't they? Kicked by Lamprell in towards centre half back. Mark has been taken by Todd Viney. Viney's kick. Good. Cowell, Mark Graham minding the mark. Cowell looking to play on, does so. Short. And it's taken by Stephen Phoebe. Johnny Platten minding the mark. Phoebe goes in towards centre half back. They try to transfer play to the far side of the ground. I thought Todd Viney was going to go for a kick, but his hand pass goes to Gasper. Long striding, long kicking, and finds Glenn Lovett. Glenn Lovett is probably 80 metres from goal. And he's going to kick it long into the pocket. Neitz got rid of Langford, couldn't hold on to it. Very frustrating. I mean, you get the situation where the opponent is always with you, and then all of a sudden you get a little bit of space, drop the mark, and David Neitz just a little disappointed there. Irving and Lawrence from behind. Chick, now Treleaven, intercepted. This is O'Brien for Melbourne. His kick into the pocket again. Langford blocks the ball nicely. Collins there to help him out. Well done, Andrew Collins. Kick in towards the centre of the ground. It's taken by Holland. Move it quickly. They might find the Demon defence out of position. A high kick at the back. Graham couldn't take the mark. Gathered by Hudson. He's just totally out of sorts, Paul Hudson. And that is the siren to end the third quarter. A toing and froing quarter. At half-time, Hawthorn led by 19 points. And they lead at three-quarter time by just 2. The Hawks are 12-10. Melbourne at 12-8. Jason Dunstall has 9 goals, 8 goals for Hawthorn, and for Melbourne, 4 each to Jeff Farmer and David Neitz.
The final quarter is at the final quarter for both teams as individual performers. The Hawks can still make the finals if they win, and if Richmond get beaten tomorrow. They've got to win first. Love it. Melbourne's certainly been the better side since half-time. Jenke got 2 hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Neitz had it, lost it. Langford tackle. Oh, it's taken too high. Nothing for it. Lawrence. Langford's out cold. He got one right in the mouth. Kapler. A little give. Oh, Steins has laid out another player. There's 2 of them down. 16 to go. Hudson.
Gee, Harford's a right collarbone there. Really was just on the receive. Steins did it all perfect. Langford's up now. He cops one here from O'Brien coming through hard. There's a lot at stake in this last 25 minutes of
Like
football.
the start of the game, isn't it? Red hot at the start.
Yes, there was. So the umpies will be busy with their VHSs after the match, I'd reckon. O'Brien overruns it. Chance for the Hawks. Harford. Oh, he gets collected again. Clarkson this time. And again, he's gone down a third time from Sampson.
Like a cork in the ocean.
Well, that's taken. Cowell to Lovett. Lamprell. Clarkson. On his own defensive 50 takes the mark.
Another Hawthorn player back near the 50-metre line in trouble in the hands of the trainers. The kick into half-back, Brett Lovett, who's played a pretty good game. Then all the way to Cowell, running straight down the MCG. He's had 3 bounces, Darren Cowell. He's had 4. You go in the direction of Jeffrey Farmer, the excitement machine. But Collins has got him. Handball. Back to Cowell. Snapshot by Cowell. It's going to bounce through for a goal if there's no free kick. It's a goal.
He's in front.
Darren Cowell's first goal for the game gives the lead to the Demons. 86 to 82.
What a great solo effort there. Just the run from Cal broke the whole game up. Well, the whole forward line had moved. All he had left was Farmer out wide. Decided to go to it, and that was fair enough because Farmer has got the edge in pace. But good work to stay in the contest all the way, following up, received the handball. One-on work there by Langford and Neitz, but excellent work, Darren Cowell.
Crummell has come on to replace Graham, who's got off the ground injured. He was the player in the hands of the trainers. Crawford to Woods. Hawthorn needs something to happen. Taylor. Dunstall. No. No free kick either. Kick away by Gaspar. Up to McCabe at centre wing. Ball bounces kindly for him. McCabe goes in short. Kicks towards right half forward. Holland. It's 12 marks, I think, to Holland tonight. It's Taylor. Centering kick. Salmon the target. Badly directed though. Straight to Lovett. Nettlebeck. Now it's O'Brien. O'Brien out towards right half forward. Well, Melbourne, they're chopping Hawthorn up around the ground at the moment. Irving. Neitz. Great mark. Not going to play that, is he?
He's been given the free kick, Pete.
Well, I should have got the mark. He
Should have got the mark, yeah. Right position again.
He had one taken off him in the third quarter, which we thought was a mark. He held it long enough.
As you can see there where Chris Langford was put out of position, grabbed hold of the jumper, held on, then let go, but the umpire was Chris Mitchell right in the correct spot to be able to see that one.
He gave away a similar one in the first quarter when Neitz kicked one of his 4 goals. He hasn't got one since, but you would reckon from here that if he kicks this goal, it will bring the house down at the G. Hit the post. 4-3 to David Neitz. And the difference is 5 points. We've got 16 and a half minutes left in this match. And what a match it's been. Certainly not the dancing with your sister syndrome, is it?
It'd be interesting if Jason Dunstan's 100th goal gave Hawthorn a victory.
Yeah, on the siren.
What a finale
Is that
that
the
was,
script? So Jenke kicks in. That's a good long ball. Holland down to McCabe. McCabe boot the ball quickly. They need a mark here, Hawthorn. Almost to Crummell. The ball paddled up outside 50, Platten off the ground.
Ball ridden into the ground there. It was Lamprell by Hudson. And Lamprell will take the free kick. Paul Hudson has just had a very, very ordinary night, hasn't he, by anyone's terms. Todd Viney with the football. Kicks it down towards the half-back area. Gathered by Steins, but chopped off by Harford. He backs himself. He's an improved player, particularly under the coaching of Judge. Down to the ground, Pritchard, hand pass, missed its target. Gaspar tackled by Chick. Ball spills for Viney, and I don't know whether that was disguised all that well either. And Todd Viney given the benefit of the doubt. And the boundary umpire will throw it in.
Hudson coming off for a spell, Robbo, and it hasn't been a good night for
kicks, Terry. Very much a crunch situation now for the Hawks. Pritchard's kick to the goal front. Captain Dunstall couldn't get it. Knocked away. Brett Lovett quite prepared to give away behind. I don't know whether I would have done that, because this game is pretty tight, and any score is going to be important in the wash-up. Melbourne lead by 4 points.
Mark taken by Gasper. And a cow on his bike and horse at half-back. 3 bounces. Steins against him, and the mark, or free kick rather, will be taken by Holland. No mark there. McCabe slung, decides to go on with it. There's a bit of a wrestle at the back. The advantage is paid, yes. Collins. Now Hawthorn, who's clear from Clarkson. Platten on his own. Will keep going. Steve Phoebe comes at him. The Rat has a shot, but he's missed out of bounds on the floor. So poor work there.
Big decision there by Johnny Platten. The whistle was coming. It was a legitimate meterage was there. Would have been 15 metres. Decided to go himself.
O'Brien kicks to centre wing. Steins and Holland. Almost a repetition of what happened before, but in the reverse mode, and nothing for it. So Steins mouths off. He reckons he should have got the free kick there.
Well, you won't mind if the umpire just completely swallows the whistle on both sides situation.
This has been a great contest right throughout.
It has.
I think what it's showing is the problems for these two clubs are more off the field than on the field.
Well,
Done well.
Fair point. Viney barges his way through. Sampson and Jenke, it's out of bounds on centre wing, and we'll see a throw in. We've got 14 minutes left of the match. The ball game's there for the taking. The finals aspirations of those men and the boys in brown and gold, well, they'll be decided in the next 14 minutes.
Gee, they were great players, but there's not much you can do now, is there, Terry? You just got to sit there and hope your boys do the right thing. All the disciplined stuff under pressure. On this occasion, a free kick to Melbourne to be taken by Clay Sampson. He'll kick Melbourne to within scoring distance. Steins at the back, but punched away, only as far as Clarkson. And very skillfully throws it onto his left foot. Contest. Well, Farmer got his hands on it. Taken away by Collins. Can he set something up here? Andrew Collins. The kick is all right, and it's been marked by Graham. Graham, he spotted a player close to the centre of the ground. The kick is good, and it's been marked by Salmon. Salmon looking to move quickly. No one to kick to, though. He's got to come out to the wing. On the wing, it's been marked by Trelevin. He looks to play on. Goes in short, that's okay as well. It's been taken by Pritchard. Pritchard looks for Dunstall up high. He's got it. Oh, second grab. Crawford to go in and kick a goal. He's got it. It's home. The Hawks are back in front. Second goal to Shane Crawford. And maybe that incentive of playing in the finals could carry Hawthorn all the way. We've got 12 3/4 minutes left.
Oh, they are playing for a lot. And really, I mean, Saturday night here in Melbourne with the 62,000 plus crowd, and these two sides really going out hammer and tong. There's nothing wrong with the state of football if this is what we've got at the moment. These sides have been great. Crawford has been courageous and hard right throughout the evening. All players giving it everything.
Hawthorn back in front by 2 points. Well, if they did merge, the players from both sides would make a pretty formidable unit next year, you'd reckon, judging by what they've given tonight. Clarkson snares it at left centre wing for Melbourne. Can he put the D's back in front? McCabe, tackled by Glenn Lovett. The ball's underneath him. Not holding the ball. It's going to be a ball up just outside 50. Left half forward flank for Melbourne. 12.5 minutes remaining in the game. Hawthorn by 2 points.
Never do you see an umpire more on centre stage when a decision like that comes.
No,
everybody goes and looks at him and says, oh, please don't give the free kick against our side.
One scenario we haven't mentioned, but I suppose to be a possibility, be a draw. Matthew Phoebe has a snap, misses, has got one behind. Yes, he has. By Matt Phoebe.
When you consider, Pete, there's 1 point in it now and the leader's changed some 6 times.
Well,
yeah, a draw is quite possible.
It is a possibility, isn't it? Certainly at the moment. Lead being made down there by Chick. It's going to go the other way, though, Ray Jenke.
The draw won't be good enough.
for Hawthorn.
No, their percentage is about 20-something% inferior to Richmond's.
It's less than 100, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Glenn Lovett a chance. Jenke stands at his road, and then the road of Uze. Taken high and without the footy. Jenke will get the free kick. Ooh, it might be reversed. Farmer went down. I don't think the umpire was watching that. Not Farmer, Uze. That's the way the match started. Maybe it's going to finish that way as well. Gee, Hawthorn under pressure here. They finally work it around the member stand flank. Langford, a bit of experience there, gets it onto the youngster and McCabe.
McCabe looking for someone to give it off to. His kick nearly marked by Salmon, but it rebounds. Stephen Phoebe, have a look at this. Melbourne will go down the ground. Dean Irving kicks into the pocket, sets it up. Neitz couldn't take the mark. The Hawthorn defence in numbers. A free kick here. May go against David Neitz to be taken by Stephen Lawrence. The umpire Richard Williams on that occasion declaring, and we have another look at
Adam Uze here. Throws a little bit of a headlock on. Colo comes back with one. And he's up and about now, Adam Uze, but Glenn Lovett went over and had a good word in Andy Collins' ear.
She nearly BOG Brett Lovett. He's been terrific across the half-back line, across the centre line. Oh, spills the mark, Dean Irving. And then lost the ball. Gathered by Chick, so the Hawks have the footy at least. High kick by Chick, back towards the centre. Marking contest. Stephen Phoebe stands his ground. In goes Holland. Gee, they're desperate, the Hawks. They can see the situation slipping away. They just have to lift. Kapler, his kick. Oh, brilliant football by Crawford. He taps it to his own advantage. Gathers, hand pass away. Looked for Platten, Cow grab, didn't have it. Salmon's handball. Back to Crawford. Dunstall, can't quite gather. Gaspar, now Dunstall. Got the ball and tripped by Lamprey. Demon fans down here will jump the fence in protest in a minute.
Dunstall was just great. He just stayed on that ball all the way through the contest.
Look at this.
It's going to be his.
Here they come down there to watch Dunstall kick his 100th goal again. What hope. Now, there's people everywhere inside the boundary line. This is a bigger army than you ever saw in the desert.
The longest day.
Hey?
Might be the longest day and the longest night.
They are everywhere.
Over the fence. How many here? 62,000. 50 going to come over the fence.
Yeah, but there's about 40,000 security staff. Dunstall, more importantly, goes for goal and he's got it. 100 goals to Jason Dunstall. Another sensational performance by the Hawthorn captain and champion forward. The crowd are just screaming onto the MCG, coming from every area of the Oval. They had absolutely no hope whatsoever.
Well,
They've given up.
and rightfully so. I just hope football is able to manage this situation, because it is a huge achievement in any man's football career. Dunstall, 100 goals for the 6th time. He just keeps stepping up. He was a remarkable champion player. He's come a long way since coming down from Queensland.
And career goals, what if he's kicked 9 now, that's 1,177. So he hasn't got that many to catch up to the all-time,
Coventry.
which is 1,200 and something.
12.99.
12.99. So you'd think he still looks fit enough to play for another couple of years. So that mark is certainly in danger of being overtaken by Jason Dunstall.
Melbourne players regrouping in the middle of the ground and taking advantage of this little. Just wondering what's going on out there with the. You think the players are in danger? It's a huge crowd. A little bit of aggro shown there. I don't know how you stop this. It's a part of the game now, but you can see just a little bit of aggro there as the security guards try to keep fans at bay. This is where it does get a bit silly.
Yeah, it's just so long.
Bloke to the right of the screen. I don't know whether I'd want to have a go at him there, the one with the short haircut, Pete.
I don't think I'll pinch his beer in the pub, Rob. I don't know.
But it's been good. We have down here in the pocket, we have Dunstall being well protected by a few players, and the other two sides, Melbourne have grouped in the centre of the ground, Hawthorn have grouped a little bit away from them. We just have to have a little bit of patience here now, but Jason Dunstall, what an acknowledgement.
A little bit of voiceover now from someone on the
PA.
PA would be
Would be
good
appropriate.
suggestion.
Yes, very good idea.
Just get off the ground. You've acknowledged the centre bounce. This is Jason Dunstall, who is at left half forward. If we go back to the centre of the ground, you can see the Hawthorn players congregating to the right, Melbourne to the left. Those fans don't even look as though they're going to get off the ground.
95 to 88 is the score.
Still a winnable game for the Demons.
Oh yes, it's very winnable with half the last quarter remaining. As I said, 9:38 left in it, and they find it's going to take them another couple of minutes at least to get this mob off the ground.
For Melbourne to win it, David Neitz has to get a goal. You know, and Farmer has done his piece. Neitz is the one now, but now we're looking towards this piece of play. Now, here's Dunstall here. Just stays in the contest, stays aggressive at the ball, takes on Gasper, takes on Lamprell, but then Lamprell comes back with a second go, but unfortunately for it's too low. Dunstall settles, kicks, and for the 6th time kicks 100 goals. Tremendous effort. 4 times best and fairest at the Hawthorn Football Club, runner-up back in 1994, premierships to the play. I mean, he's just done everything, and what a great career.
You'd never get a quid out of that group, would
no.
you? If you were absolutely flat broke, you'd never get $1 out of there.
There's 4 best and fairest to Jason Dunstall, top of the AFL goal kicking 3 times. Well, there, plenty of laughs now. We've had a long delay, about 4 minutes. And you wonder about the concentration of the players of both sides. Is it going to be broken? Will Hawthorn kick away? Will it break their concentration? Will Melbourne be able to regroup? We saw them talking in the middle of the ground. What's going to happen? It's a break.
Yeah, but I'm happy that my money's on Hawthorn now. I think that'll be enough now to get them over the line. And Melbourne have really worked extremely hard. And I think with just these few minutes left, you know, there's a little bit of a question, well, what are we actually playing for Melbourne? And it may just drop their intensity enough that now Hawthorn may go bang, bang and pick up 1 or 2 goals to really tie it up.
So Jason Dunstall trots back to his position. Yes, with patrons, please clear the arena, and let's be thankful for that. 1,177 career goals now to Jason Dunstall. 9 goals tonight. Is it going to be a match-winning performance for Hawthorn? We'll know. We've got half a quarter remaining. The focus is going to be on the centre of the ground as the match will resume. Glad we started early. As long as 3/4 time, really. It's now nearly 6 minutes. So finally back to the centre after Jason Dunstall kicks his 100th goal. The Hawks have got a lead, but it's not a match-winning one. Good tackle by Matthew Phoebe, and the umpire will bounce it again. Crawford unable to get clear. Alistair Clarkson hands the ball back to the man in white. Players.
No, I think he's indicating there might have been a couple of little
short
unnecessary jabs there, Peter.
Salmon from Steins. Crawford missed it. Viney, Academy Award performance. Woods kicks out to Holland, who had a brilliant 3rd quarter. Is he out of bounds? Holding the ball, says the Melbourne fans. And O'Brien has a few words to the umpire as well. But it's going to be a throw-in on centre wing.
You wonder why that wasn't a free kick too. I mean, he's caught red-handed and he doesn't immediately get rid of the ball. And Melbourne fans screaming for a free kick. Boundary throw in, Holland in front. Nearly taken by Glenn Lovett, but Nick Holland's kick will land the ball inside 50 metres for the Hawks. Stephen Phoebe, now Darren Cowell, close to the line. Very important that they take a mark because the Crummers are going to be the Hawks. Trelevin, little kick, close to the centre. Mark taken by Graham, looks to play on. Didn't run to the side, so allowed to go back and take his kick. He kicks in the direction of Dunstall. He's in front, he's got it again. Now that is Ablett-like, that mark. Just in front, absolutely hopeless position there for Luke Norman because Dunstall is a strong player in his own right.
He is. Norman's a strong boy, but Dunstall's proven here to be more experienced and perhaps even stronger there. just the way in which he was able to plant his feet firmly on the ground. There was no way he was going to be moved.
Well, this is probably the easiest shot he's had so far, and it's straight through the centre for goal number 10. Jason Dunstall, 10 goals, 3, and the Hawks kick away with 8 minutes left. They lead by 13 points.
Well, I think the signs are there now that Hawthorn will start to run away with the game. They'll pick up a couple of goals here. Dunstall's accuracy over the year has been quite incredible. It's 101 goals, 41, and that's not a bad return. So all Hawthorn really are about is getting it down to this man as often as they can, and he'll do the rest of the job for them.
1,178 career goals for Dunstall, 10 tonight, 101 to 88 the scoreboard in the Hawks' favour, and there's a centre square infringement. It's going Hawthorn's way, and it will be taken by Paul Salmon.
I think we'll see the experience just start to come to the top of the game now.
Kapler to half forward, Holland the target, couldn't quite drag it in. Gasper, not a great hand pass. Crummel, Holland, and kicks it behind.
Bad kick under pressure. That would have got about 40 metres.
It
was actually hooking around all the time.
Official attendance tonight just gone up on the board, 63,000 plus. Love it. He's played a great game, hasn't he? This is Matthew Phoebe. Steins and Holland. Steins, good use of the body, worked his opponent out of it. Intercepting there is Trelevin. The Hawks get another chance. They might be able to really make the Demons pay. Graham from centre half back to centre half forward. Dunstall, not this time. He's got 10. Can he get 11? Gets the hand pass to Chick. Will it bounce through? It won't bounce through. Platten now still in play.
Oh, well done.
And the Rat looks for a free kick. Love it, ridden into the ground. Platten's there. The Demons under pressure. Pritchard snaps. Misses. Still the ball is in play. Matthew Phoebe, the two Phoebes combining. Matthew's kick up towards centre wing. And Steins, the Brownlow medalist, goes inboard. Onto O'Brien. O'Brien to Glenn Lovett, who marks in front of Woods. Melbourne must get a goal from this forward thrust. Glenn Lovett's kick. Nates! Yes, what a grab! Sensational mark. What a match. And it's not over yet, folks. 6 minutes to go. Nates hasn't got a goal since the first quarter.
He's their target in the forward line. He doesn't let them down there. A great jump there over the top of Holland, and with the pressure from Langford behind.
Like that one of Michael Roach's years ago, that one. Also against Hawthorn. Needs for his 5th. He kicks, and he has goal. Plenty of footy left in the match yet. 94 to 102.
How do you call it from there? It's an 8-point difference at this stage. Melbourne looking to push forward on every opportunity, and Neitz has got to be the target. And they've got a good mixture there. Neitz there as the high-flying marker. Uze a little bit of a mix between both, and Farmer at ground level.
So Melbourne not done with yet. Salmon doing the ruck work, gathered by Matthew Phoebe, and he strides through the centre and kicks with a lot of penetration into the forward line to put the Hawthorn defence under pressure. Langford and Neitz. Well done, Langford. Neitz' kick finishes with Irving, but a free kick will go to the Melbourne full forward. An illegal tackle deemed by the umpire against Chris Langford. Well, the fans are on their feet. They've had a terrific contest here between these two, well, you'd have to say, fairly well traditional rivals. They were great combatants when Hawthorn were doing well and winning premierships. Melbourne certainly played well against them. This is Clarkson. Jimmy Steins providing the lead. What's happening?
Someone just threw something over the fence, and Alistair Clarkson wanted to ensure it was out of the way for the game.
Again, important possessions to Clarkson. 17 kicks and 6 handballs. He kicks for goal. He hooks it a little bit. He does score, but it's just a behind. 1 goal, 1 for Clarkson. So the margin is just 7 points. Neil Baum. Again, on the other side of the ledger. Nothing much you can do. You just have to hope that all your instructions are obeyed to the letter, and the players have to do their best.
And hope the instructions are right.
Salmon in front of Irving. Had a great first half, the Fish. Oh, they're going to get out of it. From Levin. Kicks to centre wing. They were outnumbered there. O'Brien did the good work initially. Can it be capped off down there by Gasper? Into the pocket. Yes, Neats again.
Gee, we've been treated, haven't we? With Jason Dunstall's 10 and David Neats coming up for goal number 6.
If he kicks this, it'll be a point the difference.
Well, it's been a great display from both full forwards, but equally as good has been the delivery of the players around the midfield, and in that situation, Gasper to the leading full forward.
David Neats. He'll get the distance. Accuracy looks pretty good. Yes, it's a point the difference at the G. What a game.
What are you going to say now, Terry?
I'm just about run out of them. I'm really struggling.
Oh, dear, I tell you what, as soon as you put your reputation on the line in a game of football, don't they come back?
Well, yeah, my basis was I thought it should have been Hawthorn after Dunstall got the goal, because their experienced players would have been able to take a little bit of control, take the heat out of it. But what they've got to play against is the enthusiasm of Melbourne. And the young Melbourne players, they're really giving it everything.
Well, the bounce favours Stynes, and he'll get it down to Clarkson. Clarkson will pump it forward. Very awkward bounce. Good contest there between Irving and Lawrence. Comes back to Sampson. Kicked by Sampson. May level the scores. It bounces close. Goes to the wrong side of the behind post, so it'll be a boundary throw in. So momentarily, the lead is still with Hawthorn. Jeffrey Farmer.
3.5 minutes left, Robbo.
Young man with an attitude, isn't he, young Jeff?
He's just as likely to grab this and kick the goal and win the game for the D's. See the time left and the margin in favour of Hawthorn. They're playing for their season, the Hawks. Doesn't really mean all that much to Melbourne, although I'm sure they really want to win this game. It's back to the square. Harford doesn't even want to give away a behind here. Close to the line, it's knocked over there by Daniel Chick. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 3 minutes 20 left. Hawthorn lead by 1 point. So lots of pressure on all players on the field.
All of a sudden it's become a one-on-one game. You look around it, everyone has got their opponent right within grabbing distance.
Lawrence in front, taps it down. Trelevin, Clarkson, tackled by Chick, still got the ball. Alistair Clarkson. But the umpire will bounce about 48 metres from the Melbourne goal. Can they snatch victory, the Demons? Can Hawthorn hang on and at least give themselves some chance, bearing in mind that Richmond have to play North Melbourne tomorrow? He's been courageous, Harford. He was downed earlier in the game. He looked as though he's in all sorts of strife. He's got to his feet and playing the game out with tremendous will.
So still in Melbourne's right forward pocket, or between half forward flank and right forward pocket. They don't want to give away a free kick here, the Hawks. They're hanging on desperately. It's a little bit too early, though, to go defensive, you'd reckon.
I think they're just trying to hold them out.
Well, they are, but I mean, they don't know how much time is left, especially after the long delay. You know at home, because we've told you, and there it is on screen. And there's plenty happening in the Hawthorn coach's box. Lawrence goes for the boundary line, doesn't make it. Farmer just inside. Beautiful smother by Daniel Chick.
Well, and they're wringing their hands, aren't they?
Well, they've wasted a minute now in this pocket. Now the umpire coming out here to just say something to Clarkson. It's Howlett. Wouldn't be the first time that he's spoken to Alistair tonight.
You know what? He gets 19 kicks, 11 marks and 6 handballs, but you don't credit those little stirring efforts, do you?
Phoebe nearly pinched it. Lawrence tries to barge his way through. Croucher's holding the ball. And really, it hasn't moved from about a 20-metre radius for about a minute and a half. So 2.5 minutes left. And still it's a point the difference. So if Melbourne could get a goal, you reckon they'd hang on. If Hawthorn could get a goal, they'll certainly win it. Oh, gee, Stynes nearly got a push in the back there. This is pretty untidy stuff, but it's pretty tough stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think they know the consequences, Peter. You know, it's amazing how the players, I mean, they went in knowing it. 2 hours later, they still know what's going on.
1 point the difference.
I mean, Melbourne really want to win the game. The Hawks, they're desperate to hang on. Jimmy Stein's working hard at close to the line. We're down under 2 minutes. I would just sense here that Melbourne can somehow just squeeze a kick that's really going to kill off Hawthorn's chances this year. Steins knocks it to the back. Viney! Oh, terrible kick. Probably Todd Viney's worst kick ever. Out of bounds on the full. Relief for the Hawks. Free kick in the left back pocket to be taken by Nick Holland. He's played very well. I think Neil Curley made mention at quarter time that he needed to lift, and have a look at his stats. They weren't all that impressive in the first quarter, so you can just about say that he's accumulated those statistics in 3 quarters of football. His kick at the back, Steins. Luke McCabe, tackle, goes after it again. Good stuff by McCabe. Handball over the top, and quite prepared to take it out. Off his knee was Ray Jenke. The Melbourne fans and the members screaming for a free kick. 1.5 minutes left. It's 2 kicks from Melbourne's goal, and they need good fortune and a lot of G&D. It comes to Glenn Lovett's feet. He couldn't take it away. Tony Woods, he can't break away. Stephen Phoebe over the top, appealing for the free kick. And the Hawks are hanging on grimly.
Grimly is the word. It's not pretty stuff, is it?
Ken Judge, John Kennedy, and the Hawthorn Football Club.
They've got the time up on the scoreboard here, so they know how much they've got left now. And so do the Melbourne players. This is their last throw of the dice. Clarkson, a grubber, intended for Glenn Lovett. Nettlebeck, Steins, Phoebe goes down. Harford goes for a run. 1 bounce. Well shepherded down there is Chick. Melbourne needs to take him up. 45 seconds to go. O'Brien. This is their last throw. Up towards full forward. Langford, brilliant. 50-metre punch. Cow and Crawford. McCabe. Nearly caught. Kapler and Uze. Melbourne with the numbers now. 22 seconds. Holland takes the mark. Stand there for a week's up. 12 seconds. He doesn't want to take too long. They'll take it off him. 8 seconds. Umpire's telling him to kick it.
They're home.
He better kick it.
They're home.
There's the siren. A Mason in the Hawthorn box. And again in a thriller, Hawthorn have triumphed over Melbourne in a finals atmosphere here at the MCG before 60,000